Remember that encounter that we had with the police outside the secret ActBlue conference in Boston? I was watching from a distance as Patterson, the security official with ActBlue, summoned police officers, presumably to arrest me.
So, ActBlue is grouping it, and they're trying to, for whatever reason, they don't like that group.
Well, now we've obtained the ActBlue body cam footage from the police officer's own chest.
Yeah, he's gonna run the whole journalist thing on you, and whatever reason he's here, it's irrelevant. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Pesky First Amendment.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything towards you. You know what I mean?
No, I got it.
Again, I'm retired actually.
Right.
Wait. Did you notice that? Off camera, you can actually hear Lang brushing the front of himself off.
You know what I mean?
No, I got it.
Again, I'm retired actually
Right.
from the job that I work in private security.
This is all private property right here. Yes.
I'll go over there.
All
Where
this,
they're
yeah.
standing.
Yes, where they're saying it's private property. Yes.
Well, the only problem with that is we're standing next to the subway entrance on a public sidewalk.
So where they're standing is private property. It looks like there's a T-stop.
What's that?
Right where they're standing is private property.
Technically,
There's
that's
a T.
not like, yeah. It's right up front of it.
Most business owner, private businesses own a lot of curtilage. So in this case, we do. We're all for free press, but they were being aggressive with
We're
it.
all for the free press, but we were being too aggressive with it.
He's sitting in the hotel, causing a disturbance. Technically, he should be subject to arrest, but I get it. We weren't notified.
How can I get you to arrest these people?
I'm on a public street. I know my rights, and I have a right to be here.
Well, I hope you explain it to the police when they come.
What's that?
I hope you explain it to the police when they come.
Well, they can record anywhere they want.
Yeah, I get
They have
that.
the right.
I get that.
Whatever he's saying, I'd love to be a fly on that wall, by the way.
Now, we really wanted to know more about what was discussed between Patterson, that ActBlue security guy, and those Boston police officers. ActBlue is the organization that's caught in the middle of a massive scandal involving alleged money laundering through victims' names and addresses. It's now launched a congressional as well as FEC investigation. Well, now we've obtained the ActBlue body cam footage from the police officers' own chests, much like we did in Livingston, New Jersey, when the school board officials told the police in private that we at OMG looked Trumpish.
They're different looking. They look Trumpish.
See, when people call the police on OMG, we go to work right away and we file a FOIA request for the body cam footage. And this is a great lesson for all of you who can do the same thing. Jerome T. Patterson, or simply Mr. Patterson as he calls himself, is the one who kicked us out of the ActBlue event in Boston and called the police. Now, first, the hotel employee introduces the officers to Patterson, a security official. We're going to take you through this tape and watch it together.
Director here. This is Patterson, one of the security officers. It's over these two gentlemen that are disturbing other guests and trying to record information.
Well, they can record anywhere they want.
Yeah.
They can record anywhere they want. They have that right, the Boston police officer tells Patterson, who starts to get a little aggressive with the officers at this point, claiming that we were inside the building causing a disturbance. Now, as you'll recall, I actually booked a room at the Colonnade Hotel in my real name where the ActBlue conference was being held. There were other citizens there. Nothing wrong with me staying there in real name. I asked an attendee or two a question.
I'm a supporter. I'm a donor to you guys. I gave you $500, so.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi. How you doing? You with ActBlue?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm James.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Kathleen.
James O'Keefe.
At no point did I cause a disturbance. I'm a journalist with a press badge. Let's go back to the tape.
Anywhere they want.
Yeah, I get
They have
that.
the right.
I get that. So one, they both are in the building, causing a disturbance. So because of disturbance, we asked one guy to leave. He left, walked all the way to his car, and says, "I just used the parking garage. I'm not staying in the hotel." But he's sitting in the hotel, causing a disturbance. So when he left, he says, "I'll never come back." And he comes back to the hotel. So we trespass him, and he's back.
But you trespass them from going back inside.
We trespass him from going back inside at all. I mean, we're again in the curtilage of the hotel. But we don't.
Now then Patterson claims that we were protesting. Practicing journalism is not a protest. Talking to people in real name and gently asking them questions is not a protest, nor is it a disturbance. Let's keep going.
No, that's just irrelevant.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything towards you. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Yeah. Again, I'm retired actually from a job.
Wait. Did you notice that? Notice when Patterson touches Officer Lang. Now, you can't see this. Right after he touches him, off camera, you can actually hear Lang brushing the front of himself off after Patterson touches him. Let's listen to that using Officer Lang's second angle.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything towards you. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Again, I'm retired actually from a job, and I work in private security. So I subcontract work for other companies.
Now, if you're hiding something, a journalist showing up is disturbing you. That's why Patterson is having the psychological breakdown that he's having. Let's keep going.
Trespass, and they don't want the second guy back in, so they changed his room key, and he's not allowed back in the building. The first guy was trespassed, and the second guy is being trespassed.
The second guy with the microphone.
With the mic. Yeah, he's gonna run the whole journalist thing on you, and whatever reason he's here, it's irrelevant. It's all smoke and mirrors.
He's going to run the whole journalist thing on you, Mr. Officer. That whole Bill of Rights thingy. Pesky First Amendment. And whatever reason he had for disturbing others, well, that's all smoke and mirrors, that First Amendment journalistic thing that we do.
What it is, cut and dry, is that's what it is. One guy was trespassed. Technically, he should be subject to arrest, but I get it.
Okay, hold on a second. Technically, I should be subject to arrest. First of all, that's not technically true, because even if it were true, which it wasn't, that I was asked to leave, when someone asks you to leave and you do, you don't just immediately arrest them. Not in a hotel where you have a room in your real name. You don't do that. This is really fascinating. Let's keep going.
Weren't notified, so technically he should be trespassed by you all on camera, on body cam, so they know not to come back.
And they don't have a room right here now?
The second guy, the first guy that had a room is now canceled.
Okay.
The room's been canceled. He's not allowed back on the property in any way, shape, or form. So it's a group here that they're trying to protest. So ActBlue.
Now this is fascinating. Notice how Patterson delays when he's about to identify the group. ACT, no T, no consonant, just ActBlue. Patterson makes up an organization called ActBlue because he doesn't want anybody to know about ActBlue, who he's working with, having their secret conference in the hotel. In other words, Patterson is lying to the police. He's doing precisely what he accuses me of.
ActBlue is the group, and they're trying to, for whatever reason, they don't like that group.
For whatever reason, I don't like that group. Now, I don't like or dislike anything about them. I'm trying to get to the bottom of the money laundering and the FEC data. It's fascinating to watch these people. Clearly, if Patterson had his way, I would probably get the guillotine.
Guillotines, motherfucker, that's all I gotta say. Option A, what I'm proposing. Option 2, slicey boys.
That's the line that separates us from freedom and tyranny. Let's keep going.
As a private business, they can trespass anyone at any time if this is what they want to do. So the second guy was already trespassed, and he came back, and the first guy is now, they want him to be trespassed.
Okay. Well, we'll speak with them and tell them that they're not allowed inside.
Okay.
That you guys trespass them.
Yeah.
If they do go back inside, they are subject to arrest.
Where's the property line?
What are you saying?
The curtilage property line.
Property line.
What do you mean?
Here.
There's a private property and a public sidewalk. So
This is all private property right here. Yes.
Okay, now this guy works for the hotel. A hotel official seen on camera here telling the officers that this is all private property, motioning to the sidewalk. The sidewalk where they're standing is private property, yes. Well, the only problem with that is we're standing next to the subway entrance on a public sidewalk on a city street.
where they're standing.
Yes, where they're standing is private property. Yes.
7 feet from the cricket office. We're in Massachusetts. Most business owners, private businesses own a lot of the curb.
Okay, so here Patterson attempts to school the cops on Massachusetts law, saying, quote, most private businesses own a lot of the curb, so in this case, we do, unquote. Now, as you may have guessed, Patterson is talking directly out of his ass. The City of Boston's Public Works Department owns all the curbs and sidewalks in the city, and no one has a right to kick anybody off of a city sidewalk. Neither the ActBlue security official Patterson nor the fine Boston police officers seem to understand the law requiring public access. Now then Patterson attempts again to get the officers to pursue some kind of criminal charges, saying he's not satisfied that we are even allowed to film even in the street.
We do.
All right.
So if they want to report from the street or the median or from another side, that's one thing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So where they're standing is private property. It looks like there's a T-stop right there. Right where they're standing is private property.
Technically,
There's
that's
a T.
not like, if it's right out front of it.
Yeah. They wanted to put this on us for talking and see what they want to do. I told them there's nowhere in front of this hotel. They said that line over there is where they're standing is fine, but once if they come back over here and cause a disturbance, you guys are on your property, then just give us a call back.
All right, now what if they try to get cute and want to stand on the street, actually?
That's public property.
All right, so I just want to know. So now,
Move away.
but if we have to engage, technically, isn't that this is part of the regular flow of business. Cars coming in, vans, so forth, and we would have to engage with them again to say, can you move? It's almost like a slap in the face of the law that we just told them, this is the line.
Patterson then compares our reporting to domestic violence.
Bullshit detected. Take precaution.
Claiming that it's like a slap in the face to be in the street with the press badge and ask questions.
Go to the street and then to the curb, and you know what I mean? Like, where's the...
They want us to stand on the street to interview.
Okay.
It's their choice, but it's their safety as well.
But if they're slowing up our business in any way, shape, or form, with cars coming and going, does that constitute them violating the trespass notice?
Probably not unless they're standing like on the brick right here.
You could just see the palpable frustration in Patterson's face. How can I get you to arrest these people? I mean, this happens every time, guys. Every time that we or anyone shows up that threatens to expose. Patterson about to say they explain the law to them every way they possibly can, possibly understand.
The brick right here. That's trespassing.
Law isn't written there, right? Again, I'm not debating. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, so I just want to get it clear.
Yeah,
so
it's a tricky line here.
Okay.
The sidewalk and stuff. But we told them, don't be back on the property.
Yeah.
They are. You guys are subject to arrest.
Okay.
They said they're just part of a news crew and they're just asking questions.
I explained the law to them every which way possible that they can possibly understand. So if I was talking to a 4-year-old, if I was talking to someone that's a scholar. I
explain the law to them every way possible that they can possibly understand. DEFCON 5. It seems like Patterson doesn't really know what the law is. And it's very important that you actually know what the law is.
Didn't want to get it. It's uncalled for the way that they were doing it. We're all for free press, but they were being aggressive with it.
We're all for the free press, but we were being too aggressive with it. It's uncalled for the way that they were doing it. It's uncalled for, so uncomfortable that we're standing there talking to people. It's just amazing to watch them reveal themselves. This is Patterson talking to the police officers, not to me, but to police officers. He would never talk this way to me. Notice when Patterson talks to me, it's a little different. Patterson's very kind of more careful and guarded when he's being live streamed on Instagram. And obviously it's become quite personal for Patterson, who's projecting that on to me, claiming that it's a personal thing for me, when actually it's become quite personal for him.
With it being sketchy and then harassing people inside, like you can't, there's too much mixed into that. Right. So now it's a personal thing. You know what I mean? If we stayed within the confines of the law of the press freedom, then it would have been different. We'd have been fine. But they weren't. They were blocking people. They were saying stuff out of character. Enough's enough.
Okay. Inside the confines of press freedom is precisely where we were. Now, the whole point is to exercise our rights and to ask questions. But again, you can see in his eyes the tyranny. And if he was in power, he would not have allowed me to even get out of there without being in a jail cell. You have to ask yourself if this was Fox 29 Boston or NBC News or New York Times reporter roaming around with a press badge, which, by the way, Those guys do that all the time at conferences. Would Patterson think that that was too aggressive? Would he be calling the police? Speaking of sketchy, Mr. Patterson supposedly runs a number of businesses. He's an executive security guard. He runs a party planning business. He's an event promoter. Here he is in a newspaper talking about his business, which I think failed. He runs an art gallery, hosts medical marijuana events, does custom framing, and he moonlights for ActBlue as their rent-a-cop. In 2019, he apparently did a children's musical recital. He also tried his hand as a modeling and talent agent at one point. His website boasts that he is skilled in law enforcement, security, risk management, investigations, and hospitality. That's an interesting focus. We wonder why he didn't show us any hospitality.
And also, you also told me false information.
That's not true. I gave you my real ID. I gave you my real information. Yeah.
Did you?
You took a picture of my ID.
Did you actually book the room?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of this video, I meet up with these police officers. We stood our ground. Now, standing your ground is not an easy thing to do. Those press badges you see me wearing, we want to give you an OMG press badge. You go through our coursework at the O'Keefe Academy, sign up for our webinars, and very soon we're going to be sending those out to you. Once you graduate, that's O'KeefeMediaGroup.com, O'KeefeWebinar.com. Learn the tricks, the tools, the techniques. Do this work. We will send you a press badge. Stay tuned for more reporting on ActBlue. There's much more to this story. And if you have any information at all, go to our website, O'KeefeMediaGroup.com, submit a tip, sign up to be a citizen journalist on our website. We'll see you soon.